Hi everyone, I've got 3 more Zentangle patterns I'm trying out today, and we're going to chat about what I'm doing for Brain Tumor Awareness Month, my dog Boomer's arthritis, and the most ridiculous thing about my house. Voiceover take 1100. If this is your first Tangled Talk episode, here's what you need to know. The patterns we'll be looking at today come from the reference website tanglepatterns.com. For the last few episodes, I've been picking a tangle pattern for each letter of the alphabet and then practicing them here 3 at a time on my channel. Then I mash the drawing up with a voiceover where I fill you in on what's happening with me lately. If you're just here for the patterns though, remember that YouTube has a handy mute button. Links for stuff I mention and materials I use are always in the description. Subscribe to my channel and tap the bell if you want a nudge from YouTube when I post new videos. Like this video if you like this video. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. And leave a comment if you've got something to ask or something to say. The first item on my agenda is Brain Tumor Awareness Month. The slogan for this awareness campaign is Go Gray in May. That's because the awareness ribbon for brain tumors/brain cancer is gray, and of course there's that whole play on the gray matter thing. It's clever, but not very catchy or marketable. Like, football players wearing hot pink cleats and gloves in October. If brain cancer patients want to see a cure and fundraise for research, we generally have to do the legwork ourselves. So here's me asking you to take $5 or $10 this month, if you have it to spare, of course, and make a donation to the National Brain Tumor Society. In 2017, I gave a research hospital some of my cancer cells to put on ice, and it would be kind of cool if the lovely people studying those things had funding to keep doing all that science stuff. Also, on a personal note, I encourage you to learn the signs of a brain tumor. It took me a few years to get an accurate diagnosis because, for a combination of reasons, the doctors I saw, and I did see some neurologists, didn't seem too concerned with my neurological symptoms. We all know how important early detection is when it comes to cancer, but a lot of that burden lies with patients knowing what the heck they need to advocate for. So I figure if you're going to know the signs of a stroke or a heart attack, why not take a second to learn the signs of a brain tumor? I'll drop a couple links in the description to make it easier for you. Moving on to my bestest dog, Boomer. Last week we had to take him to the vet a couple of times. He was clearly in pain, breathing really fast and shallow, and even occasionally yelping. And there was this one night where his teeth were chattering. I had never seen a dog do that before, so we were pretty concerned. Side note, it turns out that the teeth chattering thing is actually in some cases a sign that a dog is in pain. Who knew? Anyway, x-rays were taken, but they didn't turn up anything obvious. The vet's best guess at this point is that Boomer has arthritis. So we tried him on a couple of different meds. The first one tore up his stomach. And he's had a sensitive digestive system his whole life. So anything that made it worse was pretty much a no-go for us. The vet had us try something else then, and it seems to be working beautifully, honestly. But of course, that med is like $6 a pill. So she's going to help us try and figure out a way to either get that medicine more affordably, or, just help us find some other regimen that doesn't lead to the bank foreclosing on our house. So Boomer doesn't get a lot of airtime on my channel, not because he isn't adorable, but because at 90 pounds, he's a lot less likely to jump up on my desk while I'm drawing, like a certain cat we all know. Here's some video of him though. He's almost 6, part black lab and part Irish wolfhound. He's a great dog. Before I knew I had brain cancer and I was falling all the time because I had gait issues and balance problems, he would walk me up and down the hallways here at home. We really don't deserve dogs. Anyway, because he's a large breed, it makes sense that he'd be starting to have joint issues already, but we still just hate to see it. And now the worst thing about my house. It is that our kitchen is carpeted. Yep, you heard that right. I don't know what possessed the people who lived here before us to do such a thing. I've heard some say that it was kind of a thing to put down carpet in kitchens for a while. But, I'm sorry, that does not excuse you from your horrible decisions. It is impossible to keep this thing clean. And because we have one of those weird houses with a laundry space in the kitchen too, we don't just have splashed food and dropped food and stuff staining our carpet. There's also an iron imprint burned into the carpet fibers, presumably by the people who owned it before us. Because I'll let you in on a little secret, I haven't owned an iron since we left Indiana in 2013. The reason I bring this up is that people keep asking, what's the first thing you want to do when this whole quarantine thing ends? For me, it's let strangers into my home to replace my flooring. I'm gonna have them put down a hard surface in my kitchen for sure. Something that I can afford, of course, but also something that just can be cleaned and wiped up easily. Because another issue we have is that our cat likes to clean her paws in the dog's water bowl after she uses the litter box. I know, she's ridiculous. Anyway, most of Boomer's water ends up soaking into the carpet. Even though we've tried putting down rubber mats and everything, she knows what we're trying to do and she just splashes harder. And the wet spots never have a chance to dry before she's splashing more everywhere. So if we don't get this nipped in the bud soon, I'm afraid we're going to need a mold remediation team too. And now I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've ever lived in a place that didn't have one of these weird head-scratching things about it. I mean, unless you're building new construction, someone who's lived in a place before you has probably made some decision either about construction or decoration that you wouldn't make in a million years. Am I right? Okay, my voice is getting really tired, as you can probably hear, so I think that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you in the next Tangled Talk episode.